For too long, the gut has been the body's most ignored and least appreciated organ, but it turns out that it's responsible for more than just dirty work. Our gut is at the core of who we are. Gut, an international bestseller, gives the alimentary canal its long overdue moment in the spotlight. With quirky charm, rising science star Giulia Enders explains the gut's magic, answering questions like, why does acid reflux happen? What's really up with gluten and lactose intolerance? How does the gut affect obesity and mood? Communication between the gut and the brain is one of the fastest growing areas of medical research, on par with stem cell research. Our gut reactions, we learn, are intimately connected with our physical and mental well-being. Enders's beguiling manifesto will make you finally listen to those butterflies in your stomach. They're trying to tell you something important. The provided text from Gut, the inside story of our body's most underrated organ by Giulia Enders, explores the complex and fascinating world of the human digestive system, extending beyond basic anatomy to reveal the intricate relationships between the gut, our health, and even our behavior. Enders uses personal anecdotes and accessible language to explain the science behind digestion, from the initial breakdown of food in the mouth and stomach to the crucial role of the vast community of microbes inhabiting our intestines. The book highlights the impact of these microbes on our immune system, metabolism, and even our mental well-being, discussing topics like allergies, intolerances, and the surprising influence of gut bacteria on our moods and food cravings. Furthermore, it examines everyday habits related to food, cleanliness, and toilet practices, offering insights into maintaining a healthy gut and challenging common misconceptions about our internal workings. Ultimately, the source aims to educate and entertain, bridging the gap between scientific research and public understanding of this vital and often overlooked part of the human body. This book excerpt presents a compelling and accessible exploration of the digestive system, emphasizing its complexity, sophistication, and often underestimated role in overall health and well-being. The author uses personal anecdotes and clear explanations of scientific concepts to demystify the gut and encourage a greater appreciation for its functions. Key themes include the gut as an underrated and fascinating organ. The book argues that the gut is far more than just a waste disposal system. It is a dynamic and intelligent organ involved in numerous crucial bodily functions. Enders aims to change the perception of the gut, moving it from a source of shame or embarrassment to an object of wonder and respect. She states, "I hope this book will change that by making use of the wonderful ability that books possess to show us more than the world we see around us. Trees are not spoons, and the gut is our body's most underrated organ. This is its inside story." The complexity of basic gut functions. Even seemingly simple processes like pooping are revealed to be intricate and finely tuned, involving the coordinated action of muscles, nerves, and sensory feedback loops. The description of the internal and external sphincters working together highlights this complexity. The internal sphincter represents our unconscious inner world. The external sphincter is a faithful servant of our consciousness. The importance of gut flora. A significant portion of the excerpt is dedicated to the trillions of bacteria and other microorganisms that inhabit our gut. The book explores the development of this gut flora. Our gut bacteria have 150 times more genes than a human being. This massive collection of genes is called a biome, the gut-brain axis. The excerpt emphasizes the strong connection between the gut and the brain, highlighting how the gut can influence our mental state and vice versa. Examples include the potential link between gut health and mood disorders, as well as the impact of stress on the digestive system. The author notes the growing scientific reconsideration of the brain as the sole ruler of the body. Scientists are cautiously beginning to question the view that the brain is the sole and absolute ruler over the body. The gut not only possesses an unimaginable number of nerves, those nerves are also unimaginably different from those of the rest of the body. Practical advice and debunking myths. Interspersed throughout the narrative are practical tips related to toilet posture, understanding fecal color and consistency, and the role of prebiotics and probiotics. The book also touches upon common misconceptions and encourages readers to question their habits. The discussion on squatting versus sitting on the toilet exemplifies this. The closure mechanism of our gut is designed in such a way that it cannot open the hatch completely when we are seated. In a squatting position, the subjects took an average of 50 seconds and reported a feeling of full, satisfactory bowel emptying. The average time when seated was 130 seconds, and the resulting feeling was deemed to be not quite so satisfactory. Most important ideas and facts. The gut's role in development. The intestinal tube is fundamental in early development, giving rise to organs like the lungs, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. The intestinal tube provides many of the furnishings of our interior. It grows buds that bulge out farther and farther to the right and left. These buds will later develop into our lungs. Saliva and initial digestion. The mouth, with its salivary glands and the lingual tonsils, part of Waldeyer's tonsillar ring, plays a crucial role in the initial stages of digestion and immune surveillance. The job of these nodules, doctors call them your lingual tonsils, is to investigate everything we swallow. Stomach functionality. The stomach is not a simple pouch, but has specialized regions for processing fluids and solids. Our digestive pouch cunningly separates the substances it still needs to work on to break them down from the fluids that it can wave straight on through to the next digestive station. Small intestine surface area. The small intestine maximizes its absorptive capacity through folds, villi, and microvilli, creating an enormous surface area. If all this, the folds, the villi, and the microvilli, were ironed out to a smooth surface, our small intestine would have to be some 4.5 miles, 7 kilometers long. Liver's role in nutrient processing. Blood from the small intestine goes directly to the liver for screening and processing before circulating throughout the body. All the small intestine's blood vessels eventually come together and carry the blood to the liver, where the nutrients are screened for harmful substances and toxins. Fat absorption via the lymphatic system. Unlike other nutrients, fats are absorbed into the lymphatic system, bypassing the initial processing in the liver before entering the bloodstream near the heart. So fat must be absorbed via a different route, the lymphatic system. So whether it's extra virgin olive oil or cheap fat from French fries, it all goes straight into the heart. There is no detoxing detour via the liver as there is for everything else we digest. Fecal color as an indicator. The color of feces can provide clues about gut health and the function of the liver and bile. Examining the color of feces can provide a useful insight into the goings-on of our gut. Bristol stool chart. The book introduces the Bristol stool chart as a way to classify fecal consistency and infer the transit time of food through the gut. The enteric nervous system, gut-brain. The gut possesses its own extensive network of nerves, the enteric nervous system, which can function somewhat independently of the brain. The gut's network of nerves is called the gut-brain because it is just as large and chemically complex as the gray matter in our brain. The influence of gut microbiota. Gut bacteria play vital roles in breaking down indigestible food components, producing vitamins, and influencing our metabolism. They are also implicated in our immune system's training and potentially affect our mood and cravings. The concept of enterotypes. Individuals can be broadly categorized into enterotypes based on the dominant bacterial families in their gut: Bacteroides, Prevotella, Ruminococcus. A person's enterotype depends on the family of bacteria that dominates the microbe population of their gut. Helicobacter pylori, H. pylori. This bacterium, commonly found in the stomach, is not simply bad. While linked to ulcers, some research suggests it may have protective effects against other diseases. H. pylori are bacteria with many capabilities. They can't be labeled simply good or bad. It always depends on what exactly the bacterium does inside us. The role of scent and sensory perception. The sense of smell and potentially other sensory perceptions can be influenced by organisms within us or the environment. Antibiotic resistance. The overuse of antibiotics can lead to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria in the gut. Bacteria develop resistance strategies. Prebiotics and probiotics. The book touches upon the benefits of prebiotics, food for good bacteria, and probiotics, live beneficial bacteria. For gut health. Resistant starches form, for example, when potatoes or rice are boiled and then left to cool. This allows the starches to crystallize, making them more resistant to digestion. This means that more of your potato salad or cold sushi rice reaches your microbes untouched, prebiotic effect. Gut influence on mood and stress? Emerging research suggests a bidirectional communication between the gut and the brain that can impact mood and the body's response to stress. Conclusion. The excerpts from Gut provide a compelling introduction to the fascinating world within us. By combining scientific rigor with engaging storytelling, Giulia Enders successfully highlights the gut's crucial role in our overall health and encourages a deeper understanding and appreciation for this often overlooked organ and its diverse microbial inhabitants. The book underscores the interconnectedness of bodily systems and the growing recognition of the gut-brain axis as a key area of scientific inquiry.